Ninth class, chapter 15, improvement in food resources. आज लास्ट चैप्टर है नाइन्थ, पढ़ के ख़त्म करते हैं. Improvement in food resources. Improvement in crop yield. Cereals such as wheat, rice, maize, millet, and sorghum provide us carbohydrates or energy requirement. Pulse gram like gram chana, peas, matar, black gram, urad, green gram, pigeon pea, arhar, lentil, masoor provide us with protein and oil seeds including soybean, groundnut, mustard, raisins, and sunflower provide us with necessary fats. Vegetables, species, and fruits provide a range of vitamins and minerals in addition to small amounts of proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. In addition to these foods, crops like raisins, oats, and sorghum grass are raised as food for livestock. Different crops require different climatic conditions, temperature, and photo periods for their growth and completion of their life cycle. Photo periods are related to the duration of sunlight. Growth of plants and flowers are depend on sunlight as well as we all know, plants manufacture their food sunlight as a process of photosynthesis. There are some crops which are grown in rainy season. Called the Kharif फसल. Rainy season is Kharif फसल. Rainy season in Kharif fasals and month June October. Some crops are grown in winter season is called Rabi फसल. Winter in Rabi फसल. Winter in Rabi फसल from November to April. November to April. Paddy, soybean, pigeon maize, peas, maize, cotton, green gram, black gram, and kharif crops, where wheat grams, peas, mustard, Ncert are rabi crops. India has been the four times increases in production of food grains over the 1952 to 200 2010 with only 25% increase in the cultivation land areas. How has the increase in production? Production has been achieved there within two production activities farming. We can see that can divided into three stages. And first of the price of the seed of the planting, the seed, second of the manufacture of the crops plants, the third of the production of the grown and harvested crops from those. Thus, the major groups activities and the crops will be classified. Choose seeds planting. The seed second is the nurturing of the crop plants. Third is the production of the growing and harvesting crops and from loss. Crop yielding variety improvement, crop variety improvement, crop production improvement, crop production management, crop variety improvement, crop variety improvement. This approach depends on finding a crop variety that can give a variety. Varieties or strains or crop can be selected by the breeding of various useful characteristics such as disease resistance, response to fertilizer production, product quality, and high yieldings. On way of incorporating desirable characteristics into crops variety is the hybridization. Hybridization refers to genetically dissimilar plants. This crossing may be intervarietal between different varieties, interspecific between two different species of the same genus, or intergenetic between different genera. Another way of improving the crops is by introduction to gene that would provide the desirable characteristics. This result in genetically modified crops. For new varieties of crops to be accepted, it is necessary that is variety products produced high yielding under different conditions that are found in different areas. Farmers would need to be provided with good quality seeds of the partner variety of the seed should be all the same varieties and germination are the same conditions. Cultivation produces the yield related to weather and since weather conditions such as drought and food conservation are unpredictable varieties and grown in the desired diverse climate conditions are the useful. Similarly, variety of useful similarly developed some factors of the variety improvement will done. Higher yield increase the productivity of the results. Improve quality production crops, production variety crops to crop baking quality, improvement to weight, protein and quality of pulse, oils, quality of oil seeds and preventing quality of fruits and vegetables. Biotic and abiotic resistant crops of production go to down to the biotic disease, insects and nematodes and abiotic droughts, slightly water, water, cold and frost. Stage and under the situations variety resistant to these stage improvement crop production. Change in the maturity duration. The shortest duration of the crops showing economic varieties, short duration of the grown multiple round and year, duration of the reduced cost production, uniformly manufactured harvesting process is reduced loss harvesting weather, wider adaptability, developing varieties of wider adaptability under the production under variety condition, one variety of the 10 grown under different climatic conditions, different areas, desirable in agronomic static returns are very important to crops dwarfness and desirable crops. These less are nutrients consumed by these crops. Thus, development varieties of desirable environment higher. Crop production management. India and the many other cultivated-based countries forming a range of the from small to very large form different forms of hormone lines. Many of across the formation and technologies in short the money or financial conditions that allow farmers to take up different farming varieties and agriculture technologies. There is a correlation between higher inputs and yields. These farmers' producing capacity of the production decides production different levels of includes no cost production, low cost production, high production. Nutrient management. Just we need food for development, growth, and well-being. Plants require nutrients for growth. Nutrients supplies plants and air to soils and survival. Nutrients is essential for plants. Air supplies carbon dioxide, carbon and oxygen. Hydrogen come from water, and the supply of the other nutrients of the almost three required large quantities of therefore macronutrients. Their macronutrients use plants small quantities and therefore micronutrients. Macronutrients. Air, carbon and oxygen, air, carbon and oxygen, water, hydrogen, oxygen, water, hydrogen, oxygen, soil macronutrients, soil macronutrients, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur, micronutrients, macronutrients, iron, magnesium, boron, zinc, myobedium, boron, copper, chlorine. Micronutrients: iron, zinc, boron, zinc, copper, myobedium, chlorine. Macronutrients: nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur. Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, calcium, magnesium, sulfur. Deficiency of the nutrients affect the physiological process of the plant, including the production, growth, and susceptibility to disease. Increase the yield. Soil can be enriched, supplying these nutrients in the form of manure and fertilization. Manure contains large quantities of organic matter, and supplies small quantities of nutrients of the soil. Small quantities the soil. Manure is prepared by the decomposition of animal excreta and plant waste. Manure helps in enriching soil with nutrients and organic matter and increasing soil fertility increasing soil fertility. The bulk of organic matter in the bulk of organic matter manual helps in improving the soil structure. The involves increasing the soil holding capacity. Soil holding capacity in sandy soil. Sandy soil में holding capacity. Water holding capacity. Sandy soil. Sandy soil water holding capacity involve increasing water holding capacity. Sandy soil. Clay soil. The large quantity of organic matter helps in the drainage, and avoiding waterlogging. The large quantity of organic matter helps clay soil. Sandy soil, water holding capacity. The using manure is biological waste material which advantage and protection our environment from excess. The use of fertilizers and use biological waste materials is also where recycling from waste based on the kind of biological material used. Manure can be classified as compost and vermi compost, the process in which farm waste material like livestock cow dung, etc. Vegetable waste, animal refuse, domestic waste, straw, seed, etc. decompose in pits and known as composting. The compost of rich in organic matter and nutrients. Compost is also prepared by using earthworm to hasten and process of decomposition plants and animals refuse. That is called vermicompost. Green manure carrier of the varying the crop seeds. Some plants and like some hemp are grown and then mulched by plowing them into the soil. These green plants thus turn into green manure, which helps in the ending the soil nitrogen and phosphorus. Fertilizer. Such fertilizers are commercially produced plant nutrients. Fertilizers supply nutrients, phosphorus and potassium. Fertilizers supply nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. They are used to ensure good vegetative growth. Leaves, branches and flowers, growing large and healthy plants. Fertilizers are the factor of the higher yielding and high cost farming. Fertilizers should be applied carefully in term and the proper time and observing pre and most application precautions for their complete utilization. For example, sometimes your fertilizer get washed away from the excessive irrigation and not fully absorbed by the plant, and excess fertilization then leads to water pollution. Also, we have seen we provide continuous fertilization in areas and destroy soil fertility, cause the organic matter in the soil not replenished. The microorganisms in the soil are harmed by the fertilization used. Short-term benefit is utilizing fertilizers, and the long-term benefit of using manure for manufacturing soil fertility, and we consider while aiming and opening crop production. Organic farming is a farming system with minimal and no use chemical and fertilizers and herbicides, pesticides, etc. and with the maximum input and organic manure, recycled farm waste, straw, and the livestock excreta. Use of bioagents and the culture of blue-green algae. Blue-green algae prepared the biofertilization. Blue-green algae in preparation of biofertilization. Neem leaves and turmeric specifically grain storage and biopesticide and healthy cropping system. Mixed cropping, intercropping, and crop rotation, and discussed below. These cropping systems are beneficial and impact pest and wet intolerance, providing nutrients. Irrigation. Most irrigation in India rain feeds the successive and the most areas of the depending on the rainfall is spread to the most growing season. Hence, the monsoon crops water irrigated during their growing season increase their effective yield and crops. Therefore, many nations will bring more and more agricultural land under irrigation. drought occurs because the scarcity or irrigation distribution of drain. Drought poses threat under red fresh farming areas where farmers not use irrigation crops and live depending only on rain. Light soils have less water retention capacity and with the light soil crops eventually face drought conditions. Scientific and the develop crop variety of the condition. India has a wide variety of water resources and a highly varied community climate conditions. Several different kinds of irrigation system and adapted supply water and agriculture lands depending on the kinds of water resources available. This includes well canal, rivers and tanks. Wells. There are two types of wells, namely drought well and tube well. Drought well and tube wells in the drought water collected from the water bearing strata. Tube well I can trap down from deeper strata from these wells. Water is lifted from pumps for irrigation. Canal. This is visually elaborated and extensive irrigation system. In the system, canal receive water from the one more reservoir from water. Rivers. The main canal divided into branch canals further distributed into irrigation fields. River lift system in areas the canal river lift system areas where the canal is sufficient irrigation due to the release lift system more rotation. Water is directly drawn from the river from supplementary irrigation and the supplementary irrigation and areas close to river. Tank tanks. These are small reservoir which intercept and store of the smaller catches areas. For instance, increasing the river available irrigation includes rainfall harvesting and harvesting management. This harvesting building a small check dam which leads to increase underground water levels. The check dam stop rain flowing away from reduced soil erosion. Cropping patterns. Different crops can be used maximum benefits. Maximum mixed cropping is grown two more simultaneously on the same piece of the land. Example: wheat plus gram plus wheat plus mustard or groundnut plus sunflower. This reduces risk and gives some insurance failure on the crops. Intercropping is growing two or more cropping simultaneously on the same in a benefit pattern. A few rows of crops are alternating with a few rows on the second crops are for example soybean plus maize on finger millet, bajra and coffee labia. The crops are selected such that their nutrient requirements are different. This ensures maximum utilization of the nutrient supplies and also prevent pests and disease from spreading to all the plants belonging to the crop in the field. These both crops and give better returns. The growing of different crops on a piece of land in a tree-land succession is known as a crop rotation. Grow different crops on a piece of land. Pre-round succession of the crop rotation. Depending upon the duration, crop rotation done different crops combination. The availability of moisture of irrigation facility. The choice of लाइट चली गई लाइट चली गई चलिए लाइट चली गई तो आज यहीं तक रखते हैं। आज 9th ख़त्म हो गया। अब नेक्स्ट क्लास में जो है नेक्स्ट वीडियो में जो है 10th क्लास पढ़ेंगे। लाइट चलिए लाइट चली गई अब क्या कर सकते हैं। 9th आज ख़त्म हो जाएगा, समझिए हो गया। अब 10th की क्लास का पढ़ेंगे। नेक्स्ट 10th क्लास शुरू करेंगे। बहुत टाइम लग गया 9th में। बहुत टाइम लग गया। 10th तो जल्दी जल्दी ख़त्म करेंगे, उसके बाद फिर रिवीजन करेंगे। ओके।